September garden tour. All right, guys, this is Liv with Live Life Outdoors, and I'm in South Central Pennsylvania, roughly zone 6A, 6B. And today is a garden tour. Today is September 14th, the day after my late grandmother's birthday. And I was finally able to get out here, get some stuff done, and I wanted to take you on a garden tour. But I had to start with the most exciting thing, and that's the beans. Alright, so I did do a little short video on this, but I'm super stoked to have beans. We didn't really have any last year, I think, and the beginning of this year. If you've been following, I had the issue with what I'm pretty sure was mosaic virus taking out my first set of beans. These look great. They've got some bug damage. They also look like they might have a little bit of potential disease from the moisture because it's rained a lot. But other than that, this is doing way, way, way better than it was at the start of the season. I mean, I've got a whole pocket in here. That's awesome. And I've got some of the purple potted. So those are the rattlesnake beans, if I didn't say that. Those are one of our favorites. We like to just snack on them. You guys, I didn't even realize how many of the purple ones there are here. Oh my gosh. Alright, and I've been working out here in the garden, so my boyfriend is unaware that there are beans, and he's going to be super stoked. Alright, so we got some of our beans. I'm still fighting these ridiculous spoon tomatoes. Super exciting volunteer is the vintage wine. I really liked these last year. You can see their red tomato back there, and they are the only red tomato that I've really liked so far. Like, really enjoyed it. Back here we have so many white tomasols. These are great, love them, good for snacking. Great for sandwiches. I've had them on a few. They are very prolific, as you can see. This should only be 2 plants because I only did 2 of everything. So if you're looking for a good slicer, that is the white tomasol. We've got our volunteer nasturtiums. I don't see any flowers on this one. We have our mystery peppers. So I'm not sure if this is something that volunteered in the garden or if it's something I planted on purpose and it just crossed with something else, because this is not anything that I planted intentionally. So what this does look like and taste like to me is a cross between the purple sparkler and the Cubanelle. So I'm wondering if that's what happened there. We've got our lovely salvia with all the bees on it, so I'm not going to walk past them there. We don't need another stinging situation. But we'll come down the middle and we'll talk about the stuff down there. And alright, so we've got our lima beans, which the bees were hanging out on too, so I'll be careful here. They are all over. We've even had some that were ready to be picked for seeds, so I'll be saving some of those. I haven't cooked any yet. That's my next thing to do, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, so we've got our volunteer Chernobyl or Powers tomatoes. These have actually done very well, and actually I'm not sure what's happening here, guys. I think there's multiple plants. No, that seems to be coming off the same thing. Okay. Bee. Dance with the bee. Okay. Alright. He was in my face. Otherwise, I would have just stood still. Okay. Anyways. So this appears to be all the same plant. And I don't know what's happening there. Sorry. He did not want me there. He's huge. I don't know if he's one of the carpenter bees. You can see him. He's right there. Alright, well, he's busy. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So here's our vintage wine again. I'm just in love with their color too. Like, I'm very happy with the tomatoes that I love the flavor of and that are just gorgeous, because it's just a fun thing to me. So here's our other mystery tomatoes. These are the ones that I thought were the pineapple at first. They are not, and I don't know what they are, but they're good. Also very prolific. Down here we have the pimento peppers, or peppers that look like tomatoes. So these are supposed to be, per the packet and per online research, sweet. They're not supposed to be spicy at all. These packed a little punch. Not so much that you couldn't like potentially snack on them if you like spicy things, but they definitely packed a punch. Now, I do know that sometimes if you have sweet peppers next to your spicy peppers, the bees pollinating them can make your sweet peppers a little bit spicy, so I'm wondering if that's what happened. Either way, they had a good flavor profile. I will say they took forever, a very, very long time for these ones to start turning. So I would say they probably only started turning within the last couple weeks or so. So if you don't have a long growing season, you would consider that for sure. We're on the other side of the white tomasols and also our mystery pepper. One of the things I did this morning is I did cut out most of the salvia so that I'm not battling with the bees in the walkway. It's done its job for me, and I really don't need it in the garden anymore. The bees are here visiting daily, doing their thing, so it's not that important. I did leave a fish pepper over here. I'm going to go ahead and start picking these off, and I think I'm going to just dry them and grind them up for our own red pepper flakes, because that's something that we really enjoy, because these are spicy little buggers, like for sure one of the spicier peppers in my garden. And that keeps happening, and I think it's because it's been cooler at night where they're just popping the branches off. But there we go. And also probably because I hadn't watered. The garden was pretty dry, so that's what I was doing this morning while I was getting things done. This is the only salvia that I've left so far. I'm gonna leave this one chilling for the bees. Got a sleepy bee on there right now. Now down here is where it has drastically changed. But before we get to that, these are those pineapple tomatoes. They're fabulous. They are massive. They are tasty. I did one, I think I did a video for you guys. If I've not posted it yet, I will, but one of these weighed over 1.5 pounds, close to 2 pounds, I believe. And now we're down at the mess. So we have, what are these? Can't remember if these are the poblanos. I'm not too sure. They may be. They always throw me off because they're so small. Typically when you get them in the grocery store, they're bigger, but there's a bunch on there, so I'm excited to process those. We like to just toss those in our meals. There's a bunch of serrano peppers that are ready to be processed. Look at that color. It's gorgeous. I've got some of those in my pocket already. Over here is a mess as well. So we've got some of our sarts. We have what was supposed to be the Brandywine yellows. They were not yellow, they're red. They're good, but they're red. And then we have our mess. So this is me from this morning working on the garden. I really needed to get things cleaned up. It looks drastically different and it looks a little bit sad, but actually it was a bit cathartic because I was just really struggling to get out here and do stuff. And even this morning before doing this video and coming out to clean, I was gonna rip a lot more out to be honest with you. So I'm on the fence now. I think I'm feeling more like keeping a few things. But we are going to narrow it down some more because we've got those Chernobyl tomatoes back there where I'd like to process some, but we really don't need all that. And like I said, I don't like things going to waste. So some more stuff's gonna come out. And some of the pepper plants came out that were just not doing well, or we just didn't need like all the fish peppers. So, and then we have our amaranth mess here. It's a glorious mess to me. This is beautiful. So this is my trap crop. I did go ahead, I trimmed some of it off because it was like in the walkway, tossed it over there. If some seeds fall in, that would be awesome. I will be saving seeds from this. So here's our seed area. Stick a bag over that, shake them in. Over here, oh, the poor green stalks. I watered everything else, but not the green stalks yet. Okay, so the green stalks are not looking so hot. This is something that needs to be watered way more regularly, and I'm just not done so. So things are hanging on, so I'm gonna get that watered after this video. We've got our blueberry plants that are starting to change color here. The raspberry or the blackberry back there needs to be watered. We got our volunteer that I should have moved by now. And then let's see what we got going on over here. Actually, guys, I paused to sneeze and I really have to blow my nose. You may not need to know that, but I'm telling you anyways. So I'm gonna pause and come back. All right, we're back. Allergies, okay. All right, this green stalk is pretty much done. Everything has kind of died off in here, so we're gonna get seeds from that. And we've not done anything over here yet. I know I said we were, but a lot of things happened. We had the sewer back up into the house, and I got stung, and we thought we had to emergently move a tree. The tree's not the problem. That's all fixed now, and I'm fine. But a little bit of chaos for our life here. All right, so we had a squash plant over here that was a volunteer. Nothing came of it, so we're gonna get that ripped out. Now that that's done, I've got my random dahlias and such, and this sunflower plant is just wild. It still has little random blooms, and then we got the dahlias popping out at the bottom. That's super cute. All right, so this is the area that's gonna get pulled out. I'm not gonna save any seeds for these things because I already have seeds saved. I have plenty of flower seeds. So we're gonna get this all ripped out, moved, and get a greenhouse there. Now, this spot is the area where we attempted to plant the fall garden, or a portion of it, and it just didn't come up. And so I'm pretty certain that's because of the two reasons: the birds scratching around in here, because a couple things came up and then suddenly they were gone, and also mushroom soil it dries quickly on the top layer. So I feel like the best idea is to, if I'm going to restart things, I'm going to start them inside and move them out. Or I could go ahead and get some soil that is good at maintaining moisture, put that on top of here, and then plant in that. But I just don't think that's a great idea because of the birds. And then I'm going to come over here and show you, these volunteered. These are the tigerellas that we had from, I think, last year. So those are pretty tasty snacking tomatoes. I've not done anything with this yet. And let's see what we've got going on over here. I need to water on this side as well. We've got another set of fish peppers. And we have peppers I'm not going to get to eat, unfortunately, because of the earwigs. Oh, do I get to eat this one? You guys, I think I get to eat this one. Alright, I'm super stoked about that. Look at those. Those are near black. What on earth? Oh man. That one's damaged too, but those are near black, guys. That's so cool. Alright, I don't know what's happening there. So where are these? Do we get to eat one of these? Whoa. That's wild. Absolutely wild. I can only assume that those are the purple beauties. I don't know. I know I planted stuff there purposely, but nothing like that. That's awesome. Alright, fun. This is why garden tours are fun, because you just don't know. Alright, we do have a wasp over there, so I'm not going to step in there. That's the roselle hanging out in front. And I don't see any flowers on it. I planted that thing out way too late. I started it early enough inside, but I planted it out way too late. So, that is pretty much what's happening. A lot of sidetracking, a lot of garden struggles, trying to stay upbeat about it and trying to get it out in the garden. But you guys have really honestly been the reason why I've continued on, because I probably would have yanked everything out by now, to be honest with you. It's been rough. And it's not just the garden season. I think that's a big portion of it. It was the garden season, but there were just a lot of life things that happened. So things are a lot different, but we're chugging along. And I think I say things and I don't do them, you know this, but I like to put it out in the universe in case I do. I would really like to start some leafy greens, some microgreens inside, so like lettuces, spinach, and see if I can keep that going through the winter season. Now our house isn't very warm because we have oil, we live in PA, it gets very cold, and oil is rather expensive. So our house is 65. That's not great for growing things. That's like the bare minimum for things to germinate and keep stuff alive. But I'm gonna give it a shot because I really would like some fresh food through the season, and that would probably get me to go ahead and start some of the things to see what I can get to last through the frost. Because like I told you in the other video, I do have that Landis Winter. Wow, I messed that up entirely. Landis winter lettuce. There we go. That I did try to throw in here. And that is frost hardy, like tolerant of a light frost. So I've got ideas. I don't know what's going to happen. It's life. If that's how this garden channel is. So if you need stability in your life, I'm not your garden person. I'll show up, I'll do videos, but things that I say might not get done. Alright guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I'll pop something else up for you to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next one.